Welcome back to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is a talk video, and we are getting back on track with our kit reveals and other content after our unplanned hiatus that we took out of necessity. The standard topics and structure to these videos will be going over the developer insights, we'll be breaking down and analyzing that kit. We'll take a look at the gear and how those levels break down, and then a little look at the squad and potential synergies as they exist right now. Master Qui-Gon joins the Holotables as a Galactic Republic support Jedi character. With his attributes, CG describes him as taking risks, empowers his allies, and punishes the enemies. He's going to draw attention to himself, stealth the allies if there's no decoy. Watch for opportunities here because he's going to have a chance for special damage based on his max health and Queen's protection. He'll be a Territory War Ami character. And with the tips portion, accuracy up is going to be important, and Jedis who attack out of turn, which really just means Padawan, Obi-Wan, that's the only one who is going to be relevant when Qui-Gon is using his turns. For our kit breakdown, what really matters here is the unique ability, and sometimes I lead with the unique when I feel like this, but for whatever reason, I've decided that we're going to do this kit in order. Maybe it's because I kind of think of the abilities and the unique are very separate entities. The unique is important and critical, but not having as much of an effect on how we interpret the basic and the specials. A little bit, but not a ton. His basic is a Taru Strike, and this will deal special damage to the target. It's going to inflict breach on that target as well. Reminder, breach reduces the speed and the defense. During Master Qui-Gon's turn, all Galactic Republic allies with heal over time or protection over time are going to gain defense up. It's nice to have, I guess, but usually I don't think about that type of mechanic unless it's a conquest feat. If Master Qui-Gon has accuracy up, all Galactic Republic allies recover 10% health and protection. So this synergy is more interesting since it adds survivability to the squad. Right now, this only comes from Queen Amidala Special or in Conquest. If you use Rat Tails Omicron, that's how you're going to get the accuracy up in order to get that extra healing. And since Cadme is the only place we effectively get this buff in a meaningful way, it means we probably have to have Master Qui-Gon assist a lot to facilitate this heal. Otherwise, I just think it's a little too conditional. The first special, Feel, Use Your Instincts. This is a cooldown of 3. And with both of Qui-Gon's specials, these are pretty powerful with multiple conditions. Here we have Dispel of the target. If the target enemy had any buffs dispelled, inflict buff immunity and remove 50% turn meter. Already that would be enough for me. Dispel the buff immunity on top of that to prevent any additional buffs, then the turn meter removal to control them. That's already great. If the ally in the leader's slot was Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon AoE inflicts expose, and if an enemy had doubt, then stun them, and that can't be resisted. And Queen Amidala is the one who will be inflicting doubt for the squad. Master Qui-Gon gains 100% defense and legendary battle meditation. The legendary battle meditation, that is from Bastila Shan's kit, and that is extra potency and a counter chance. And in this case, the counter chance is what is going to be most relevant. If no allies are taunting, all other non-GL Galactic Republic allies stealth. If an ally is taunting, which means the decoy, all non-GL Galactic Republic allies will gain speed up. And all this is unavailable. So this ability offers a lot of subtle control mechanics, the turn meter removal on the target, a stun on whoever Queen Amidala inflicted doubt upon, and in the event that the decoy is gone, Qui-Gon stealths the squad, increases defense on himself to absorb the attacks, and then counters from the legendary battle meditation. And if he has accuracy up again while this occurs, his counters are also going to be healing the squad. The second special, I'll Take That Bet, cooldown of 3. Now with this ability, he's going to roll a chance cube, you see that on screen, and if it's red, the ability is going to have no effect. Now all that portion, that's just just thematic because in reality he can only roll blue because he's using the Force to guarantee that result. If blue, AoE deals special damage based on 5% of his max health and plus 2% per stack of Queen's protection. So this also implies that the special damage will be increasing throughout the match. So this ability gets stronger over the course of the battle. AoE cleanse debuffs on Galactic Republic allies, and Master Qui-Gon gains 25% max health and max protection, stacking to a max of 100% for the rest of the encounter. And ally Padawan Obi-Wan gains 30% offense. So this stacking health is just going to feed right back into this ability, and it's a reason to use this ability early to maximize those stacking effects so that as he goes through his cooldowns, he gets more opportunities to gain this stacking result. If Queen Amidala is the leader and there is no active decoy, the decoy gains 25% max health and max protection for the rest of the encounter. So the decoy is going to get better if we use this when the decoy is not around. So this condition is a big incentive to use this ability under those circumstances and not while the decoy is present. However, I wouldn't plan around that. I wouldn't wait for the decoy to be gone to use this ability. I don't think we have enough control for that. It's probably something worth testing to see if the decoy is eliminated quickly enough in practice to warrant waiting. But otherwise, if you have all your abilities off cooldown and you find that the decoy is gone, this is a big reason to use the second special over the basic or the first special. And for the time being, the cube is always going to come up blue, but I would like to see a future where maybe we have a powerful Sith who can prevent this. Maybe a condition is revised where GL Sith are able to manipulate or out-manipulate the cube from Master Qui-Gon and just shut down this ability. That might be a fun way to guarantee that Sith GLs had the upper hand up against this squad. The unique ability, Stay Close to Me, this is a Zeta and Omicron ability, and this is a big one, so get ready. At the battle start, whenever Galactic Republic allies are stunned, they're going to gain defense up and are immune to turn meter reduction. So the immunity to turn meter reduction, that's what I like here. It means that if a character gets stunned, it won't potentially take as long to get unstunned. Whenever any other Jedi ally attacks during Master Qui-Gon's turn, he's going to assist. This is the Padawan Obi-Wan condition. Rat Tail is the only Jedi who could possibly assist during Master Qui-Gon's turn, so if Rat is active, Master Qui-Gon is going to get another attack, which again potentially means more squad healing if accuracy up is active. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, all Galactic Republic allies will gain 30% protection for 2 turns. All Galactic Republic attacker allies will recover 10% health, gain advantage, and ally Padawan Obi-Wan gains crit damage up. So this seems very conditional. With the decoy active, it shouldn't be too relevant. But in that condition where the decoy is down and Master Qui-Gon stealths everyone, this will help, especially because it doesn't say all other Galactic Republic allies. So in addition to all those other things that were happening where Qui-Gon stealths the squad, he gains that extra defense, gains legendary battle meditation, so he can counter. Now add on to that, there is a little bit of protection recovery, and the ally attackers, well, he's not an attacker, they're going to be gaining stealth and advantage, and these other conditions will happen that will make Padawan Obi-Wan more dangerous. While enemies are inflicted with tenacity down, they have minus 30% crit damage and defense. The second special applies the tenacity down. So now we have a condition that is reducing the efficacy of the enemy both offensively and defensively when they have tenacity down. If the leader is Galactic Republic, the first time any Galactic Republic ally falls below 50% health, the leader takes a bonus turn, self-cleanses debuffs, and all Galactic Republic allies gain 25% max health until the end of the encounter. So this is a nice big survivability condition. It's going to interrupt opponent progress. It's a floor raiser to what this squad is going to do. If Queen Amidala is the leader, whenever she uses her basic, Master Qui-Gon will assist, and she is going to gain turn meter. If Padawan Obi-Wan is active it will be 50% turn meter. If not, 25% turn meter. For the Omicron, this is a territory war Ami. At the encounter start, all allies gain 50% max health and 100% if Queen Amidala is the leader and defense up. So already a bunch of survivability. If the leader is Galactic Republic, when they have less than 50% health, Master Qui-Gon gains 50% bonus protection at the start of his turn. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, he gains Foresight and 10 speed, stacking for a max of 50 for 2 turns. And whenever Master Qui-Gon is defeated, all allies gain 50% offense and recover all their protection. So that is the normal Qui-Gon Ami portion from Grand Arena added into this kit or version of it. And if Queen Amidala is the leader, whenever a Galactic Republic ally attacks out of turn, they deal 50% more damage and remove 25% turn meter and inflict ability block. So if you were thinking that this is just going to be a defensive only team, now Padawan Obi-Wan is going to be a little bit more dangerous when it comes to a territory war condition. So not only will this be annoying on defense, it could be a little bit more of an offensive threat. And whenever Master Qui-Gon gains Legendary Battle Meditation, all non-GL tank enemies are inflicted with healing, immunity, and protection disruption. And if you've been dealing with that protection disruption yet in territory wars from this new Datacron kit, you're going to be aware of how potentially devastating that could be. Like, I had to deal with that in a Jabba versus a Padme attack, and it was pretty impressive how impactful that mechanic is. So overall, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of this Omicron on defense in territory wars. Sounds super annoying, and I'm not looking forward to it. I am looking forward to its eventual counter. With Master Qui-Gon, I'd say he's like a little bit more than average. He's not that bad of a character to take to Gear 12, but once you get to Gear 12, that's where I'm going to feel a little bit more of the annoyance. Now, from Gear 8, 9, and 10, there's 1 Cairo each level. 3 Kairos to Gear 11's about average. That's why I think the character's fine. In terms of all the old gear, nothing outrageous or extreme. Like, there's a couple stun guns, a couple other things. Nothing that with these raid changes is really going to come into effect where you're going to feel it. With Gear 11 to Gear 12, again, this is just pretty easy. That's probably a little below average. Gear 12, though, this is where he becomes a little bit more annoying. Because with his Gear 12, he's got 3 med packs, so 120 med packs on one character that you're definitely going to feel that and you want to prepare for it. And then his finisher is the Chiroprod. He also has double data pads. It's better when these characters have a variety of gear pieces that they require. We're not getting as much of that variety with him. We are less than a week away from being able to test out Queen Amidala after the end of Conquest. We know 3 pieces for certain with Amidala, Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon, but the key thing to remember here while we work on figuring out what the optimal squad is how Queen's protection functions. It maxes out at 10 stacks, and we get the stacks of Queen's protection as the heal over times, and the protection over times expire on Queen Amidala herself. So we don't need constant healing over time or protection over time. They do help because there's other synergies, but what we really care about is getting as many healing over times and protection over times quickly and early. So the issue, for instance, with Luminara having a big cooldown with her second special, which puts up heal over times, that's not really a concern, because really we just want to get that 1 extra heal over time onto Queen Amidala early so that we can get the 10 stacks of Queen's protection early. Now, the Omicron on Luminara, that is not going to synergize with the squad because that Omicron only benefits from the heal over times that Luminara herself puts on herself. But the heal over time that she's spreading out to everyone, those are going to have some synergy. I forget exactly what some of the specifics are. But with Master Qui-Gon, they're going to get defense up when Master Qui-Gon uses his basic on his turn if they have heal over time. So it's those kinds of synergies. What Queen's Protection is going to do is for each stack of Queen's Protection, Queen Amidala is going to get 3% max health, 3% max protection, 5% potency and tenacity, and 5 speed. But for everybody else, they get double. And that's per stack. So that means everyone else, by the time Queen Amidala has 10 stacks of Queen's Protection, they're getting 60% max health and max protection, 100% potency and tenacity, and 100 speed. So you can understand why we are incentivized to want to get as many stacks of Queen's Protection early. That's how Luminara, even though it's only one extra heal over time on Queen Amidala, can help. Now, we get the majority of those every time that Queen Amidala is using her basic. We're going to get 3 stacks of heal over time and 3 stacks of protection over time, and they're going to last 2 turns before they expire. So that means 6 stacks of Queen's Protection after 2 turns, or 7 stacks with the help of Luminara. But if we can get Queen Amidala to assist, then we're going to be at 10 stacks pretty much right away, and we might not need Luminara's help. And in those scenarios, somebody like Shaak Ti, where you have a controlled called assist, becomes very helpful because now we can call in Queen Amidala with Shaak Ti, and that'll ensure that we max out those 10 stacks early. And I choose Shaak Ti over somebody instead of like Mace Windu, who also has a called assist onto Shatterpoint, because Mace Windu is a tank, and we don't really want another tank around when we have Master Qui-Gon. It's not a big deal, it doesn't negate too much of his kit, but I think the decoy is the only tank that we're going to really want. The other options that we need to be considering, it's going to be Ahsoka Tano, because she's going to grab a Dispel, and she's going to offer up a bunch of extra assists on special abilities. That's also why she doesn't help Master Qui-Gon too much, because she's not going to assist on his basic ability. And we should be considering Yoda. Yoda might move away from like a Jedi Knight Revan squad or JML squad, where he's not always relevant. He doesn't always have to be on the squad. He could help elevate this, make it way more annoying with the extra foresight, all the extra buffs that he's going to be adding. That could be a big help, especially when paired with Shaak Ti. So then we're spreading that offense up, because Shaak Ti gives offense up on her basic if characters don't have it. And then I think we got to also consider Padme. Padme has been in need of being lifted, and this is a place where Padme could just add into all those defensive annoyances. So I think those are the characters that I'm going to be looking at, that I won't be surprised that are going to be on the squad, at least for the short term. Now, I do think there is going to be plenty of room for CG to lift this squad up in the future. I don't think we're done, but we're probably not going to see that for 6 months to a year. I think CG is going to give us this squad for now, and then push it a little bit further along in the long future, not the near future. The dialogue that I'm seeing right now are the players being a little less enthused about this squad, which might be a good thing, because what that sometimes does is mean fewer players go after these characters, and that might turn into an advantage for the players like me who go after this stuff early. I do think it's going to be a little bit more annoying. I think players are a little less enthused because on offense it doesn't look as decisive, but I do think it is going to contribute plenty on defense. We'll do some Gear 11 low star testing on this squad next week and through Grand Arena, so just check out those videos if you want to see what a lower level performance of this squad can do. We didn't do videos on Padawan, Obi-Wan, or Jar Jar. We just had too much going on in the past month, but we are past that period, so you will see regular videos coming from me in the foreseeable future. But thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other, everybody. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.